Once again, we have another week of Destiny 2 to talk about.
Can you believe it? They made a second one.
That's right. They made a second one. I can believe it.
6 weeks in a row.
I can't believe it. Actually, I can believe it because we're going to talk about it here today, now on this podcast. The 40th episode of this podcast.
Whoa.
I thought you were about to say 40th anniversary. And I'm like, huh?
That's right.
What?
That's right. I'm over here. I'm actually 80 years old. We were making a Destiny podcast even before the game was even a thing. I don't know how we did it. We did it, though. We're just keeping going. We're trying to keep it all together.
Your number one podcast covering the day Bungie was founded.
Exactly. We were there.
We're like 18 years before that.
Yeah.
Please do not drum up that picture of me and P. Parsons hanging out. It would be a terrible PR disaster for all of us. Please don't go find that on twitter.com. Please. Jesus. But anyway, Destiny 2.
Anyway, hi.
We're here. I'm Mike Burgess. Hello. I'm here with Ari O'Neill, Cam Koenig.
Hey, what's up?
We're back to talk Destiny 2 weeks and just a few weeks away. We're getting closer and closer every week, of course, to the final shape. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's getting exciting. We got a big reveal, like some stuff this week. We got some like little trailers again, little sizzle reel social trailers that I broke down that we can talk about. The PvP maps. Everybody's been waiting for a PvP map pack dropped this week.
Everybody waiting specifically for our input podcast that largely does not play PvP.
Yes, we have a lot of important takes here about your PvP. Mm-hmm. The single PvP match I played this week on one of those maps. You'll hear about all of that. Important.
Really excited to let you guys know I was in that playlist for like 20 games, and I only saw 2 of the 3 maps.
Oh,
so I'm excited for you guys to guess which one I didn't see.
Oh, well, you didn't just play in the new
the playlist,
the playlist specifically for.
That's so funny.
Wait,
that's so funny.
Yeah. I have a track record to uphold. Like if I don't see one,
I thought that playlist was just the 3 new maps. There's not.
Yeah, it is, Mike.
It is,
hey, Mike.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. That was connecting in my brain. Okay, got it. Okay, great.
Synapses are firing while we're going here.
Real time
to be garbage.
See, you could do what I did, which was load into that playlist, play one match, get completely fucking blown out, realize, it's because I fucking hate playing 3v3, and then just go and play quick play for like 20 minutes and then just not see any of the new maps.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I played on one map, we'll get into that. Let me see what else we have. We'll get that in a second. Besides the PvP maps, we had the week 2 Pantheon. So we'll talk about that. I think, Cam, you've got the clear, right?
I am caught up. Yeah, I've got platinum on this week.
Nice. So I think I'm running it this weekend with my clan. We're finalizing that. So, it might be our group.
Turns out raids are fun.
Yeah, that's still pretty fun. And then, of course, we had a TWAB as well this week, which is giving us a breakdown of the exotic class items and all the perks you can get on them. Some pretty juicy stuff. So we're going to talk about that too. But yeah, I guess we can just, again, that's what we'll talk about. PvP maps, we can just get that out of the way because I played one match. I played on the Europa Eventide Labs map. Mm-hmm. It seems fine. It seems like a decent PvP map. I obviously the thing people got caught up with the last 2 that came out. Where they are very big and it feels weird, and like I kind of agree with that first one, the Witch Queen, the Throne World map. Like I never really dug that map either, but that second one I think is decent. I think it's a totally fine map. The Vex network kind of like deserty one, multiplex. Yeah, that's it. That one I played a couple matches on now at this point, and I was like, this is fine.
I've largely gotten used to that one. I like that one a lot more than I like. Is it Disjunction? Is that what that's called?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds right. Sure.
I like I said a few minutes ago, I played one match in the playlist and then just got out of there. Also because one of my teammates saw that I was I think the scientific term is dog shit at PvP, especially 3s, and just like went into team chat and was just like being like a toxic asshole. And it was very funny because like that shit doesn't really bother me, but it was really, really funny to see my other teammate also pop in team chat and be like, bro's getting fucking tilted on quick play. What are you doing? Reevaluate your entire life. I'm like, let's go, baby.
Yeah. That sounds like the PC Destiny 2 PvP experience for sure. Because like
kind of is.
Because you see, I definitely do not see that as much on at least I play mostly on PlayStation these days, and like I don't really see a lot of that. But to be fair, I think the console versions like are much easier to just like turn all that shit off in a way that like it's just like whatever. I never see that shit anyway.
I completely. It made me realize, I forgot to turn auto join team chat off, so then I just turned that off. So but like I thought I played on the Neomuna map, and it was very pretty and very cool. I think there's like some really interesting like sight lines in it, and some like things that are like angles like into and out of doorways that I thought were like really interesting and weren't something that I was kind of used to seeing in a whole lot of the other maps that they've kind of built. There's like an instance where you like walk out of a doorway and there's like some spots. I think it's like right by where the heavy spawns in like the center. And there's like an area that is just enough for like an entire fire team to just like stand on and just like gun you down. And I thought that was like the geometry and how they place it. It's really interesting. And I think it's kind of neat. But again, just one game. I haven't really spent too much time with it. Similar. I'll probably check it out some more. Maybe I was playing like during the day on my lunch break, so maybe I'll play like this weekend during not sweaty hours.
Yeah, it's probably a good way to do it. I have similar feelings about the Europa map, the Eventide map, because I played that one match and like similarly got dumpstered on, but that was because it was like fire like the matchmaking to give you like solos and fire teams, whatever, is clearly I guess just not on this because I just got put on a team with two people who were grouped up, and the other team, which was like a coordinated 3-stack.
I'm pretty sure
who were just like all three of them were just dumpstered and like clearly like extremely coordinated because I could like get killed in my kill cam and watch them coordinatingly all three like walk down or spread out throughout these things, like clearly like working or like at least communicating in some fashion. So I was like, oh yeah, we're cooked. So
well, hey, they said in a tweet earlier that they're not doing trials this weekend, so the sweat's got to go somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm not playing this. I'm definitely not playing the PvP this weekend, it sounds like. But yeah, I played that one match and was like, okay, yeah, this seems like decent, but I don't know if this is like like you said, like I don't mind threes sometimes, like if it's like, I know I'm jumping into it in trials, but like I would have probably just rather have just had like some more like I guess for lack of a better term, casual modes to like just try these maps on. Sure. So I'm not having to like try and be like a 3v3 like, I actually have to like think about playing PvP in this scenario more so, or like change mods or look for weapons that are maybe more beneficial for that. Like I was not really in that mental jumping into that, to be fair. So I just kind of like was like, all right, let me just jump into this and see what I get, and then did that match and was like, oh, okay, people are actually trying. Okay, well, I only have so much time tonight anyway because I did it like one night after work, and I'd rather just go play Onslaught to like try and get different drops. So so I just did that match and then went on with my night. So I'll probably see the other ones at some point. But yeah, like similarly when I played the map, I had like similar vibes of just like, okay, this does feel like it's like a more mid-sized map than I feel like some of the other maps I played, and it had like interesting like verticality and sight lines at the same time, where it's like, I'm in this like ice tunnel, but like every part of it has like its own little like branching path that like kind of lets you see down certain ways and like has like almost like lanes to itself where it's like I'm sort of up high but I can see kind of like down low and across this way, or like here's this like really interesting like overhang that's like part of like a building that you can like jump out of, and it was like an interesting kind of like levels to the map compared to some where I feel like some maps have kind of like I guess I'm just so used to like a map like that Titan one where it's like very bespoke, like building, like here's a stairway up to this level, and it's all like blocked, where that one kind of had more like, when I'm going up to this like window, there's actually like a pile of snow connected to it, so it kind of has like a ramp up to it to go up and around. So like it has like a weird kind, like a more different kind of way to like have like layers to it rather than it feeling like more like blocky. I guess is the way I would call that, like that map or whatever. But whatever, PvP expert clearly over here. But anyway, it was fine. I'm sure will be my experience in the other maps, being just like, yo, yeah, I'm playing Destiny 2 PvP. My brain's gonna shut off
in a different
because otherwise I'll be super miserable, and then and then that's how I move on with my day.
Ari,
let's hear it.
I would like to guess that the one that you did not get was the Europa.
Correct. Good guess.
Oh shit! Let's go.
It's funny. The map that I landed on first was Dissonance, so we kind of all
nice. That was
the
pyramid ship one.
Yeah, right? That's the pyramid one. Yeah. I also played a lot of Sirius Plaza, which is the Neomuna one.
Yeah.
So I got a little diverse experience. I really like. I think of those two, Dissonance is probably my favorite, which people were worried that was going to be like the biggest one, and so they like, I don't know, there's a lot of baggage with Disjunction,
Sure,
but I like it a lot. It kind of reminds me of is it Venus? Is it a Venus map? Are they Venus maps? Like the one Vexy map that's like the grasslands that has like the circular room with the little windows on the other side. I don't remember the name of this.
That's Mercury, map. I think.
That could also, that sounds right. Could be either or. Who knows? But
I'm drawing a blank on that.
There are a lot of like little areas with like little windows on like a second floor that you can either peek into. The center I really like is like this kind of, you've got windows that you can see through but not shoot through, and then you've got like a circular area that has cover on the bottom but openings all over, and then heavy ammo on the top, and like a little hole in the middle. So you're very exposed getting heavy ammo on that map versus like Sirius Plaza where you have like a nice wall of cover. Just like really fun engagements. It was just really fun to have some good matches on a map that I haven't played 733 times.
Sure. Yeah.
Sirius Plaza, which is the other one that I played, I like a lot. It's the only symmetrical map out of the three, and I like that there's more asymmetrical maps because I like rotations more. Definitely feels like the center is always the hot spot. What I like is there's like these big holes in the floor to like a downstairs area because it's like a mall. So you're engaging across these gaps a lot, and that kind of removes the shotgun rush and like melee rush aspect that I feel like happens. It reminds me a lot of Bannerfall, which is like the symmetrical map with the big like second story balconies that look over kind of like the weird angular shape in the middle.
Okay. Yeah.
The middle area reminds me of that, but those big gaps like create this distance where you have to shoot to engage with enemies or like start kind of going around the edges here. But yeah, like a lot, almost every engagement there. And I don't know if that's just because it was 3s and not 6s, but I liked it a lot. Yeah, they're both very pretty. I wish I could have seen the ice map because I like snow stuff, but I'll keep trying another day. I played for like 3.5 hours and I didn't see it, so I was like, okay, well, I'm done now.
I'm good, actually.
Yeah.
I'm good, and maybe we'll come back to this later and hopefully we'll see it.
If it helps, I didn't play on multiplex at all until this season, and it wasn't that I never played PvP. It just never happened.
Yeah, in my instance, I did not play PvP at all really till this season.
I like tried to get in whenever they did the like Sparrow glitch thing because I'm like, I want to try this out, and I tried for like 3 hours, didn't get a single multiplex.
Oof.
So Season of the Witch was multiplex when that came out last season.
I think Season of the Witch is right. Yeah.
I don't think it was Season of the Deep. I didn't play as much during Season of the Witch. That was like my least played Destiny season ever. So I don't know. Maybe I didn't reset my Iron Banner rank regrettably during that season. But
wow.
Fake gamer.
Yeah, not actually.
Fake gamer right here.
Your PvP expert status has been revoked. on this podcast.
I was too busy outside getting hot. So fuck off, nerds. Whatever.
How dare you?
Yeah, but you're
grass.
not a gilded Iron Lord. So.
Yeah. How dare you?
I'm only gilded Iron Lord 3 and not 6. So
yeah,
like,
how
who the
dare
fuck
you?
am I?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I bet you're not even unbroken. What the fuck?
I would rather die than be unbroken.
I'd rather be broken. Please break.
I
please.
would rather be broken.
I'd rather just live my life.
Look at
broken.
me in trials, and you'll see that I am broken. Actually, overall, good. It just feels really great. I want to see these maps in 6s because like that's what I prefer to play.
Same. Yep. And apparently you can get them in that mode. I heard people were saying it's just that they're just it's like any map. It'll just kind of show up if you get them. I'd be curious that too because I think that Europa map that I played on I feel like would be a little bit more fun and like a 6v6 or like a more like objective style mode at least because like that 3v3 was just like we're just chasing each other down. It was like survival. I think it was where it's like it's 3v3 and you have like limited lives for the team or whatever. So that just kind of was like It was fine on that map. Like I could see some people liking that, but I think like that map to me just felt like it'd be more. I would probably like it more on like a 6v6 scenario. But yeah, I'll probably will give it another shot just because like I would like to do that. Like they put out a quest this week alongside it. That you can go pick up from Shaxx, and if you do it, it'll give you a drop of each of the 3 competitive weapons that have come out. So you just have to do that. Like basically, it's like the first. I thought like apparently like again I'm surprised internet lied to me, but I thought it said like I read a tweet and it was just like, hey, you can just do this. You can just do a match and it'll give you the drops. And I was like, okay, great. So I'll go do that. But I did that step, and then it was like, oh, now do a match on 2 matches on each. Yeah. And I was like,
7 matches, baby. You got to pay the piper for those guns.
And I was like, all right, well, that's fine. But it's not the end of the world. But I was like, I don't want to do this right now.
Yeah, that's one of those things that like if I don't get around to it by the end of the season, I'm not really gonna be hurting.
You're gonna lose sleep over it.
No,
I'll live as well. But like why not?
Like those are like specifically like geared for PvP. So like if I miss out on those, that's fine.
Yeah,
whatever
for sure. Like
but like cool that they're doing that because I know like Rose you can't get right now. And I quit paying attention to what is in the competitive rotation after Rose rotated out. So.
Yeah, it's like Rose. It's like Rose. It's like they did a sniper rifle.
Yeah,
and that 4 burst.
And I think right now it's that 4 burst strand pulse, which I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind getting that.
Serious D, I think.
I do like a pulse in Crucible. That's what I've been playing a lot lately. So
yeah, same here. I have to. The next time I go into that thing, I'll definitely probably bring one of my good blast furnace rolls that I've gotten recently. Let's see what else here. Pantheon week 2 happened. Cam, like you said, you got the clear.
Yes.
Gamer.
So interesting thing happened. A lot of people were saying it was like a bug. I don't necessarily think it's a bug. I could be wrong, but a lot of people ran like Pantheon this week and we're just like, well, what the fuck? Like I got all the platinum times. Like, why didn't I get like the triumph at the end and all that other stuff? Because specifically with A-Tracks, because of like the nature of how we as a player base tend to do A-Tracks, you have to kill a little bit more than you think in order to like specifically break the 500,000 point mark. It just like burning that boss down before like the time is up is like not enough on its own to give you platinum, which is interesting.
Right.
If you just do it, if you do the whole thing real fucking fast, I think it's enough. But yeah, ran through that. The only one, like I said, we basically just like, if we weren't going to get platinum, we just basically wiped and just redid it.
Sure.
Because just might as well. But yeah, it was slightly more difficult, but like not like noticeably enough. Like it was like -5 to -10 is like the new one this week. And the modifier is Shot Caller, which is if you do, I think it's literally just like 3 precision shots with any of your like primary ammo weapons, then you get like 15 or however many seconds of just here's plus 20% damage on your special and heavy, which is a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Here's a fun fact for you kids still wanting to do Pantheon. You can absolutely proc Shot Caller just off of Immune Caretaker. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. It's like it like stacks on top of everything else, like Class Warfare did. Like just free 20% for just literally shooting. Like I think I was using the like Season of Undying Vex SMG. I forget what it's called. The
arc one.
The arc one. Yeah, lightweight SMG shoots real fast. You just do burp, and then you just immediately swap over to like your like whatever your DPS stuff is. But Oryx, I think, is actually the changes they made for Oryx, I think, make it a little easier, which is interesting. But
yeah, I saw a lot of people like even like on the day it happened, like, you know, I guess spoilers or whatever, but people, I'm sure plenty of people can see by now, but like when when damage starts, a tormentor spawns in, and it seems like from what I could tell, like people were really just ignoring the tormentor.
We just ignored it
because you could literally just do damage, and like
you're also just in a bubble that makes you immune to damage.
Right.
Also, they added like yellow bar knights on each of the plates, each of the 4 plates that you like stand on. That just kind of makes it easier, because if you have Aeons, that's just like
free
4
ammo.
instances of free ammo every DPS phase, which is crazy.
Cool.
Yeah.
So like they did do the thing where now in between every time somebody gets like the Torn Between Dimensions buff, and like somebody like goes invisible and has to do the jumping thing, every time that happens it spawns another wave of the Life Eater Knights, or the Light Eater Knights, which is a little annoying to keep up with, but like it's fine, really.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's like how the Destiny 1 version of that fight works.
I wouldn't know. I
don't know for sure, but I do remember there being more than just one Light Eater Knight per plate. I feel. I don't know.
But it's Solar and Strand Surge, so like
yeah, that makes it even easier.
Whisper just completely fucking cooks him. Like, oh my god.
And so people like one phasing him with whispers. So I was like, yeah, okay.
You can
great.
pretty much do that. Yeah, we like botched our first, like once we actually got to like basically damage, like we just basically had him. It just took us a little bit, because like my crew that I was running with, they were just like, I don't remember the last time I ran King's Fall, so we need to like piece this together for a couple minutes.
Yeah, that was like 1 for 1 my first week on Pantheon, was everyone just being like, oh right, Golgoroth,
Golgoroth,
yeah, you gotta shoot the orb, you gotta pass her. So there's a lot of that for sure.
if you felt like relatively comfortable in week 1, you'll absolutely do fine this week. There is no exotic weapons this week, but once you get to like the end, it like still lets you focus from last week's also. So like I could have gone in and bought like a red bar from Deepstone Crypt if I still needed one, but also whenever I went to it, and I don't know if it was just because I think I have all of them unlocked, but you could just buy any of the adept weapons from King's Fall as well, which was really cool.
Oh, okay.
So I would imagine that would be the same for. I imagine it'll be like the Vow chest next week, and then the fucking Rooted Nightmares one the week after. So
yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
I have since like. I am still like a little concerned about the last week of Pantheon, just because like 8 bosses at -20 is not nothing. But those surges and then the stacking modifier on top of it like is more than going to make up for it.
It seems so far like that seems like those things they've been adding.
To those, like with the Solar
really
Surge and everybody just bringing what's the worm gun? Parasite. Everybody just bringing Parasite to Atrax, just it was just like an ungodly amount of damage.
I found it interesting that the current modifiers are retroactive. So if you wanted to do the Atrax run this week, it is Solar and
really?
Dragon.
Okay.
Really? I did not know that. That's interesting. Yeah, I think that like I think Shot Caller is like easier to proc on an individual basis, but Class Warfare was nice because it was everybody, and it's like just press your class ability button and you're kind of all set.
Yeah, you're kind of something you're kind of already doing regardless. Which I guess, like to be fair, like you, like you're kind of already doing in certain scenarios regardless. Where I feel like with this one, it's like you have to like think about it. Like it's something you're probably gonna be doing a lot regardless anyway. But like it's still like, oh right, I have to switch this weapon real quick, get this thing going, and then do a DPS. But yeah, that's cool.
But halfway through, I am liking Pantheon quite a bit.
Yeah, it was fun.
Fucking for clearing the second week, you get 30 spoils of conquest, and then the triumph. Whenever you just claim that, it gives you another 40. So they're just making it rain on you.
Let's go.
You get like 5 per encounter normally too, which is awesome. I am above 200 spoils for the first time in maybe ever.
Yeah. Because
I am just always needing to spend stuff. The last time that I had, I think, above 200 was whenever I was like saving to get Anarchy.
Yeah, I think even now I'm at like the highest spoils I've ever had. Even during the week before, I think I'm near 100 or over 100 by this point.
Yeah. You will absolutely break 200 for that, and it's kind of nice. But
yeah, looking, I currently have 139. Yeah, which I think is the highest I've ever had. Like period, because of all the stuff that like getting red borders over all this time and stuff.
Yeah, I got like 3 or 4 red borders. I completed like 2 patterns from my run, which is exciting. So
yeah, that's been nice too. It's like it seems like it's like kind of like doing a little bit of from that first week. It seemed like it was like kind of knocking out ones I had not gotten yet. Where it's like, oh, here's a drop of this machine gun from Kingsfall that I never finished, or the sword from Deepstone. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not done those yet. I'm just getting them now. Yeah, it's cool. So
I got
good,
like a baller Cataclysmic Adept from the Oryx encounter, it's just a Cataclysmic with 4th times bait and switch, which
nice.
Chef's kiss, perfect. Great,
yeah, but
awesome.
But the big ones on that juiced, good stuff.
But if it is the same as last week plus 1 boss, it will be pretty much, the same as next week plus 1 boss, and then plus 2 for the last week, and we'll see how that goes. So
definitely curious how that last week will go.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if, even though it's at -20, if people are still going to be able to just like cheese the shit out of Riven entirely based on like utilizing the
some class or surge,
like that.
Surge and class stuff. It's possible, but
I had the idea. I don't think they're going to do this, but I think it would be really, really, really funny if, because the Riven cheese, for folks that don't know, Riven's next week, but you like stand against a wall, assuming you have to switch sides and like find her, you stand against a wall and get relocated to the top room. What if when you do that and you go up to that top room, it's just full of tormentors?
That would be pretty funny.
Yeah. Absolutely unavoidable.
Or just like teleports you somewhere else completely unexpected, where you're just like, oh, we're right at the start of the raid. What the fuck?
That would be fucking sick.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
Their answer to the cheese is actually just a bunch of taken goblins that make her immune. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Sucking each other off. Fucking kids sucking over here. Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. But I am going to if I'm going for this title, I don't want to cheese it. Like it just feels like in the spirit of getting the title, like you should have to do this legit. And it's
one of the best boss fights in Destiny history.
It's so
if
good.
not the best. I think it is so cool. We talked about it last week, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sure like a lot of the people that are doing it more in AK race capacity will just do it legit through that run and still probably clear it faster than people who are gonna probably just try and cheese it. But I'm sure people will still try that, of course. But it just depends on obviously the changes they make. And like Frank, like even that in general, like as much as I do like a lot of the Pantheon stuff, I do kind of hope the next couple ones it isn't just like, oh, here's a Tormentor, and then that's kind of because that's kind of been like a lot of these like at least like the most recent ones where it's like. They just kind of throw a Tormentor into the mix, and it's like, okay, I get it's like a limited time. They probably had to put this all together, but I'm hoping.
I was talking with my crew that if they really wanted to fuck with people, what they should have done is in Oryx, instead of making the Tormentor show up in DPS, he should have showed up whenever one person gets teleported into that orb.
Yeah,
make him be in there. Yeah. That would have been just the meanest thing that they could have done.
Been fucking incredible.
That'd be pretty brutal too. Because
I like to imagine. I like to imagine they tried that just to see what happened, and then they were like, "No, we cannot do this stuff."
He'd boop you out, and you just die automatically.
Yeah.
There are 2 shades of Oryx in the Thunderdome though.
Oh, I didn't know
if you
there were
saw
2.
it.
I guess
Yeah.
there is 2. Yeah, I think I popped in because I only went in there once. I popped in and I think it was like right after I'm like, I thought they just killed him, but I guess not because here he is.
Yeah,
So.
he's back in there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, that Oryx
yeah.
fight's still good though.
Yeah,
Turns out
Incredible.
Still
It's
really
good.
good.
The music, the atmosphere, the vibe.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Definitely hope either.
Very excited I'm interested to see what they do with Rolk next week. I honestly do think a Tormentor during DPS phase would actually be fucking horrifying. in
Yeah.
that,
It would be
so,
great. I want it to
Yeah.
happen so bad.
Yeah.
Just Rolk jumping around while you're fighting him. Yeah. See, I could see that happening, but I could see that honestly though still being kind of similar because like when the Tormentor's in their like initial state, they're like not as like menacing. I
Yeah,
guess
you
in
just kind of
that
ignore them
I guess
mostly.
in that smaller area it would definitely still be a
Where
factor.
you're like having to be in like decent
and like moving a lot
proximity.
more. Where like
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
But we'll see. I think I would not be surprised if there's still like a Tormentor added somewhere in that fight. Just see where they throw it.
Yeah. I will hopefully report back next week.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about
Hopefully
it next
with
week.
a cool
and
new
then,
Rolk emblem. So
And then I'm hoping this weekend I can either with my clan or with our group. Because I know we were trying to also get a group in our Destiny on our raid Discord group to try and get a run this week. The Works one. That'll be a lot of fun. All right,
Love to. Fingers crossed.
Yep. Next up, we had 3 little kind of sizzle trailer, like kind of social trailers that popped up this week, showing off Prismatic. I think they actually all dropped today. We're recording this when the TWAB came out.
Yeah.
So all of them came out today. It was kind of like, I mean, they were not as egregious as these, but like they did these like gameplay kind of like people playing the game and bantering.
Ubisoft dialogue shit.
Ubisoft
Let's go, baby.
E3 style, like
The Division 3
they were
is
definitely-
here.
Yeah, that's right. they definitely weren't like as cringy as like if you go back and watch those
they
things,
were.
but like there was definitely a little bit like, all right, guys, come on.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
okay.
we get it.
Yeah. But they're only like 1 minute snippets each of each class. So like there wasn't a ton of things, but I did pull some things out of them. So I'm gonna bring them up here from each one. So the first one I have is the Warlock. At 4 seconds, you can see that they have an unstoppable sidearm. They're using the exotic, the exotic
They're using
Forerunner, exactly. Yeah. They're also in the strike that's been shown, Liminality Strike. I think it's the Nightfall version, but that's that area that they're in. Like it's like the Forgotten City.
Explore the Forgotten City. What a great objective for that.
Yeah, that was in like the first reveal stuff. But so that area from that. And then if you go a couple seconds more, at 7 seconds, they pop their Transcendent ability, and just at that moment they use their melee ability. Look how fast that melee ability recharges while they're Transcendent. It's like 3-4 seconds. They like use it, have it back immediately, like that during Transcendent. So that's just insane. And like you can see it in the other trailers too, where like in the Titan one, he like pops at a certain point and like hurls the Titan like void shield, and it's like back within seconds. That just seems crazy ability regen going in all the times.
Seems real good.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Lasts a long time. Also, just for point of reference, over 30 seconds.
It is literally ability spam. The fucking like super basically.
Honestly,
ability.
great.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds fun.
Super fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, for sure. And then at 45 seconds, jumping ahead, you see a Guardian gets defeated because now they've like at this point they've shifted like a little PvP match. The Guardian gets frozen by one of the Warlock uses a cold snap grenade, freezes that Guardian gets froze by it. The Warlock kills him, and they drop the stasis shard, and they get frost armor ×4. So that's interesting. So I'm assuming
What the fuck?
So I'm assuming, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be like a damage resistance, like, and it's like stacking. So it's like the higher the frost armor you have, the more damage resistance you get. That's what I'm gonna guess. But You know,
Bungie, just tell us what it is.
I'm sure they'll tell us sooner or later
Please.
here. But yeah, that's
You're running out of time.
Yeah, that's the main things in the little warlock clip. Next up in the hunter one.
Wait. In the warlock clip,
Okay,
he's doing that kill with the Strand rocket pistol.
Oh, was he? Okay, I missed that. Nice, cool.
Throwing it out there. Yeah.
Strand rocket pistol, very cool. Cool. And then from there we got the hunter. So at 4 seconds, you can see pretty much immediately at the start of the video, they have a new void auto rifle that looks sick as hell. Because if you look,
it do look tight as fuck.
Look,
yeah.
the freaking reticle is like a sword. That's like a 3D sword, like pointing out of the reticle.
Yeah,
it's fucking sick. I'm kind of wonder if that's like a crucible thing because like it's like a red sword. So I'm thinking it might be like a crucible weapon. Maybe it's like a new competitive PvP weapon. I kind of hope not. I kind of hope it comes from something else because it looks so cool and I want to get it. But whatever, we'll see. It's just a cool looking void auto rifle. After that, at 14 seconds, you see anti-barrier pulse they have. So there you go. That's going to be another artifact weapon this season. 21 seconds. I'm sorry, Stylish Executioner. We're in shambles, Hunter friends. Because you see a Hunter go invisible from, like, they throw their melee at a Guardian. And they, like, get the smoke bomb to their face. And the Hunter goes invisible. But then they come out of it soon after, and you can see a 10-second cooldown pops up that says too stylish.
Too stylish.
So that I'm pretty much assuming that's going to be like a cooldown to their Stylish
Hunter Destiny 2. You smoke too tough. It's too bad. They'll kill you.
It's probably copium because I know they said they're going to talk about it, and they've said in general like things are getting tuned because of prismatic in its own ways, and that will affect some stuff previously. Yeah. But I am kind of hoping this is maybe just a prismatic specific thing, and this is basically just like a little bit of a thing because obviously they're completely opening Stylish up with on the prismatic because it's just gonna be like any melee ability will turn you invis. So I could see how that could be very strong in a lot of things, just like invisibility proccing like 8 billion times, depending on how you can set up or whatever. But it seems like that's maybe how they're kind of counteracting that a little bit by putting a little bit of a cooldown on it of 10 seconds, which hurts to see. I get it, but like I was just like, I love playing my Void Hunter right now with a repulsor brace, destabilizing weapon or weakened weapon, and just being able to proc my invis super freely all the time. But it could just be a prismatic thing. But I imagine I wouldn't be surprised if it was a across the board thing to that void thing now. But
it is just really funny. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, that second half of the video, I know you're probably about to get there, Mike, but like the same debuff pops up in the PvE section of the video, I guess, not the PvP. It's 2 seconds instead of 10 seconds.
Okay.
So maybe too stylish, 2 seconds. So like restoration and stuff, like there might just be different parameters for PvP.
Okay.
But 2 seconds.
Yeah. If that's the case, that's not bad at all then. Yeah, for sure.
I just really like that's the name of the debuff.
It is a good name.
Stylish. It is good. That's really good.
I love the fact that they're just like, we are punishing you for being too fucking fly.
Too stylish. The Hunter's too stylish for going invis all the time.
Like I made the joke, but it is really literally that fucking meme format of like, your bitch too bad, they'll kill you, like type shit. It's so funny.
Yeah, I like it a lot too.
Smoke too tough,
It's perfect. The next part here, I will say I'm gonna give a minor spoiler warning here for folks. So if you don't want to be, I mean, it's only like strike related, so it's not like oh my god, but it's a pretty cool thing, I think still.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the video if you have watched
but also, it is. They put it in an official trailer, so I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. But again, just throwing it out there. 37 seconds. You see another area that is a strike. We don't know if it's. From what I can tell, I don't know if it's a second strike or maybe this is a different part of the footage we've already seen. But you can see they're fighting a Tormentor boss. The Tormentor's name is Tormentor of the Ahamkara. And you can see the activity objective is use taken energy to activate Ahamkara skulls.
Right.
And in that whole sequence, you can see them fighting Lucen Hive, and also a subjugator shows up within that fight as well. So like, it just seems like a hectic,
Whoa.
chaotic fight, and very interesting, to see like all of that stuff together in that fight. So I don't know what, again, interesting thing there for sure. You can kind of glean from that. Also, in the funny banter of things, you can hear a lady say "taste the rainbow." She just yells it at some point while she's activating
yeah, girl.
prismatics.
Good joke.
Hey, yeah,
It's real funny.
It's pretty funny. It's a good moment. But yeah, very interesting moment there in that Hunter trailer that shows potential for that strike. Also, again, Grandmaster subjugators. We figured that was going to be like we were to see this dread stuff in Grandmasters and some strikers, but here it is officially. And then same with this next thing when the Titan one. The Titan one does not admittedly have that much else going on. But again, you can see in that trailer, they are still in that taken city area from the strike. And a bunch of the Grim Bats show up, and you're fighting them. So, yep, Grim GM Bats.
Halo Reach ass objective of survive.
Yeah,
that's fun.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. So definitely going to be some GM Bats in that liminality strikes. That's fun. And then later you see there in the PvP part, he has I think it's a solar hand cannon, and it just has overload. So they overload hand cannon for the season. So that was kind of the only things I really gleaned from that.
One thing I
Titan one.
am noticing is that this is after they've like kind of reached out for feedback on the placement of the buffs and debuffs, and it looks like they have just both on the left in that spot, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a biggest fan of it
messy.
either. Yeah, I don't like it either.
I like, again, that could also all change. This could be like an earlier in development build that whatever.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you.
In an ideal world, like I don't know if like it being on the right side is kind of what I'm going for. I would have to play around with it, but like in an ideal world, you would just keep those a little bit separate, which they were trying to do originally, right?
Yeah, I'm wondering if
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I it's something I would have liked to have seen. And I don't know, maybe this is something they could still try and do, is like, there are things that are like, obviously we have the universal stuff that's going to be up top that's like objective based, but we have like build things that are pretty objective, right? Like I'm thinking like armor charge, right? Like that armor charge, like pips show up in that buff menu. Like I feel like they could put that somewhere else, and I feel like that would free up a lot of space, because like that is something that's always going to be ever present. Right, like the ways that like they moved weapon things when you're using weapons. I feel like maybe they can move something like that out of there and put that somewhere else. I don't know. But like I am with you though. Like I definitely noticed that too, and seeing like they get in the buffs, and then you see the obviously the cooldowns. Like it looked like it seems like it's more focused on like the cooldowns are like getting pushed off. I definitely noticed that aspect, but I'm like, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, like you said, like I don't know if they could like maybe like put them different. Like you could have like buffs and cooldowns kind of like split on that side, but then obviously they'll put like a lot of stuff on that side. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, and I think that's probably why they're like looking for feedback and stuff like that.
Yeah, trying to figure it out.
Necessarily know if there is one like good or correct answer.
Yeah.
Because like it's also entirely subjective and stuff like that. But
For sure.
I don't know. It's just something that I noticed. I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Like they are still like very clearly like in a state where they are like playing with it a little bit more. And I mean, I think that's good. Like definitely like it sounds like this is something, especially with them reaching out for feedback as early as they did after the showcase, like recently, this is something that I think they really want to get right.
Yeah, I'm with you for sure. I was just sitting there kind of just being like, I definitely like all the changes still overall to the
at the end of the
UI,
day,
but
like even if the stuff is all together, it still looks better than what we have now. So
Agreed.
yeah, for sure. So other than that, those are largely all the things I peeked out of those videos. So pretty cool. If you want to go watch them, they are also in the TWAB. If
like
you
a minute long.
Yeah, they're like a little minute long brief videos, but they were neat. But yeah, that's largely it. So let's talk about this TWAB, because there is a lot to talk about in this TWAB. Again, they give us some previews of the exotic class items and what stuff comes on them, and then some other, I think, good information, like some good stuff that is like, hey, like a lot of the content in the game is gonna be free for the next month if you're somebody who's like not been playing or maybe missed something, yeah, I'll go over all that. So
Took like 3 or 4 years off, no big deal. Just come back.
yeah, just come back. Yeah, you've been listening to this podcast for some reason, but hey, we'll go over it. Exotic class items. This is kind of what they talk about for most of this TWAB. So let's get into this. So again, they preview these videos. They talk about what they mean for the game, what they mean, and all that stuff, and they kind of go over how to earn them first. And they said the exotic class items will be part of a new activity that unlocks after the raid world first at the beginning of week 2. That's a very important asterisk. Yes, that I think
I have to do that week.
Yeah, it's less. I think that was the right call.
Worried that like somebody like the second day of the expansion would be like, oh, there's this cracked fucking build. I'm like, all right, guess that's all I'm doing until Friday now.
Yeah, I was just trying to do this, live in this activity for like 3 days.
I am okay with that. And that also saves them from having to disable shit.
Yeah, it's like, we're just going to disable Prismatic because these stocks are too good. Yeah, like pretty much.
Like, yeah, there's some stuff on here that I'm like, this would just rip it apart.
Yeah, totally. There's some really potent combos that we'll get into for sure that I want to talk about and I'm excited about. But yeah, I think this ultimately does mean though that like we probably won't see a lot of Prismatic in the actual raid day one. I feel like this is going to make people go like, okay, I have like the builds I kind of know already really well on what I think, and they're just and I'm sure people are going to be practicing their stuff in that last week of Pantheon -20. So
yeah, I'm at least going to try to have a Prismatic build ready to go for Friday.
Sure.
But it depends on what I do, because like a lot of the Warlock stuff seems like specifically more focused on like an add clear style build, which I'm like super cool with running.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, you've got to damage a boss too,
Yeah, that's pretty important.
We'll see what happens.
For sure. Yeah, we'll definitely see, but I could see that people that like hearing this making people go like, okay, I'm not going to worry about this as much, and I know like the builds I have are kind of good already. So that's at least like what I would expect or would not be surprised to see. Not many prismatics in day one races and stuff. But yeah, again, they don't want to spoil the activity, but again, it'll be. But we can say it is farmable, and you'll get guaranteed a random roll each time you complete it. So makes it sound like it won't be too bad of a chase for these.
What's the
But
we'll
see.
Queen thing?
I was literally thinking
that was
like attack and defend one.
Yeah, the attack and defend thing was pretty bad.
Except that one had like drop rates.
Yeah, and I will say like
I'm expecting people to hate it like that. That's just my expectation.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I didn't hate doing that particular.
I didn't either. For the record,
yeah, I was gonna say,
but
like, I didn't either.
The problem was
the red borders.
Like I still do not have some of those patterns. I'm not gonna go get them. Like I just don't care that much.
I think you can get guaranteed one per week at this point.
Yeah, I think they changed it. I think they changed it, but yeah, I generally like that activity. Okay, at the time, but it's just like I think
that's what it's called.
Yeah, Wellspring. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind it as much either, but I get why people like, it was something I think I talked about 1 week ago too when we talked about crafting and shit, where it's just like without crafting, I like there was a period of Destiny where it's like they made you play something so much if you really wanted to chase certain things that it led to just feeling like I'm tired of this mode because I've been feel like I'm quote unquote forced to play it so much to do that. So I think it was like really a part of that era, right? Like I think that's what happened to that mode. Which left like sour tastes in people's mouth. But yeah, so that's we'll see week 2 start farming up these exotic items. So how many exotic perks? Similar to how Prismatic has a selection of abilities among all light and darkness classes, the exotic class item in the final shape will have a mix of exotic armor perks available for each class. We included some fan favorites as well as some perks that aligned with the Prismatic abilities and aspects. We also chose to put perks in each column that would compound with each other, allowing for combinations that felt powerful and complementary, such as Warlock's bond with Spirit of Apothos and Spirit of the Star Eater. There you go. It's a powerful one. Prismatic is all about Prismatic is all about combining effects that used to belong to specific subclasses And we want to bring that to the design of the exotic class items too. So in many cases, we have adjusted the perks to work with a broader array of abilities. For example, Spirit of Caliban on the Hunter Cloak works with all powered melees, not just proximity knife. That's pretty awesome. To keep things balanced, we have had narrowed some of the perks effects to what we believe the spirit of, the original exotic was. This allows a combination of two of them to not be overwhelming, and it maintains a reason to run the original exotic armor. When a perk on this class item has the same effect as its original version, you would expect some tuning changes. For example, in the final shape, the original armamentarium and 6 Coyote will gain the ability to create orbs of light from your grenade and dodge, respectively. Actually, that's really good for both of those. Sick. Yeah, that's really good. So here we go. The columns, we have the breakdown here. First up is the hunters. So I'm going to just go down the first column first, and then the second column, so because they straight up just put them in graphs here, so you can see, like, it's going to be like, to break it down, folks, like, they are going to be basically like a weapon perk style situation where there will be certain exotic perks that can only be in the first column, and then certain ones can only be in the second column. That's how they're going to kind of balance it, so you can't have, for instance, on the hunter, it has these two at the top here. For the first column is Spirit of the Assassin, which makes it so finishers and powered melee fighting blows grant invisibility, and Spirit of Inmost, using an ability, empowers the other two abilities, granting them improved generation. Those are both first column slots, so they couldn't be paired together, basically. But there you go. So those are those first two. You have, Assassin's Cowl and Heart of Inmost Slight. Spirit of Ophidian is weapons ready very quickly. Spirit of the Dragon, using your class ability, reloads all weapons and increases weapon handling speed for a brief time. Spirit of Galanor is... Oh god, my mouse is going crazy. Spirit of Galanor hits and final blows with your super will return super energy after it ends. That one immediately is already going to be so good. And I'll get into that.
Yeah.
Damaging a powerful combatant or guardian with an ability grants you a temporary damage bonus for weapon matching that ability's element. That's Spirit of Foe Tracer. And then you have Spirit of Callahan. Again, powered melees. Powered melee final blows grant our trigger and an ignition. So that's you have 2 stasis melees on a hunter. They just both ignite now.
And they just set them on fire and they explode.
Yeah.
Fuck
That's
it.
really fun. That's really fun.
Spirit of Renewal. All allies inside the dusk field take reduced damage, and targets inside the area deal reduced damage. So those are all the first column items in the Hunter Cloak. And again, you can see it's kind of like a mix. A lot of these first ones you're going to hear on pretty much all of these kind of copy over to the other ones that are like class agnostic, I guess you could say. All of them are shared between the 3, but then a lot of the remaining ones are class specific. So you can see here a lot of Hunter ones are still here on Hunter, and so that kind of carries over to the classes too. So second column, you have Spirit of Star Eater. While your super energy is full, picking up orbs of power overcharges your super, granting it bonus damage, giving everybody Star Eater. It's insane. Spirit of Syntheseps, improved melee damage when you're surrounded. Spirit of Verity, weapon final blows with a damage type matching your grenade, grants a stacking grenade damage bonus. Again, they're giving everybody Verity as well, which also really
Verity's
good.
Proud, one of the best exotics in the game.
It's good.
Good.
Then they have Spirit of Certarachne, gain woven mail when you use your grenade.
Proud of you for getting that one right.
Yeah, you can do.
Yep.
But yeah, like Spirit of Renewal, Spirit of Certarachne, throw your dusk field grenade, get woven mail, then stand in it and get even more resist. Like that's gonna be stupid. Spirit
awesome.
Spirit of the Gear Falcon, your void weapons gain volatile rounds after you emerge from being invisible. Spirit of the Liar, dealing damage with a powered melee or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with a extremely powerful melee counterpunch. And then last, there's actually 2 more. Spirit of the Wormhusk, dodging gives a small health and shield bump, and then Spirit of the Coyote, gain an additional class ability charge. So yeah, Hunter has some pretty insane combos.
Yeah.
Like, again, I mentioned a couple while I was going through them, but like the big one was I think the big one will actually end up being Spirit of Galanor and Spirit of Star Eater.
Yeah.
Get you can pair that with pretty much any of the Hunter supers.
Yeah. Or like
fill up your meter and then get that. Like you can do that. Like they have, I think, the Deadfall super, so you can just have that, and it'd be extremely good because you're just making an insane amount of orbs.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be a more powered up
doing
version
more
of
damage,
that, doing more
getting
damage,
more back,
and getting more even back because you're getting kills with it from everybody. Like it's gonna be stupid.
Seer Terrachne could be really good because I know Hunter Prismatic is the only one with the grapple grenade. So you could just like launch into something and already have Woven Mail ready to go, just immediately.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So you have that. You have the PvP. Yeah, these things I think are going to dumpster all over PvP, and I think maybe they're granted they might we still know all the adjustments they might make to these. I think they did mention some point during this TWAB that like, hey, there's still going to be some exotic tuning alongside this in a similar way. These are getting tuned, so like they're going to have their own things, but like you can do Spirit of Ophidians and like Wormhusk together, or like all kinds of disgusting PvP centered combos of like, again, you can do Spirit of Assassin to get invisibility, and then Spirit of like the Liar or whatever to like have even more powerful melees.
I wish they called it Spirit of the Handshake.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
That would have been fun.
There was one I was thinking of while I was doing this. Oh, Spirit of Caliban, which gives your powered ignitions explosions. Now, any of them, so like I said, like the two stasis ones,
final blows,
they have the strand like throwing thing that you can ping between dudes and grab back and get the charge back. You can have that with freaking Spirit of the Liar. So now it's going out, killing people, and you're getting that back, and it's blowing people up with ignitions, getting that back, and then getting an even more powerful melee to follow it up with. Like, that's going to be nuts. That's going to be really good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's see. Spirit of the Dragon, using your class ability, reloads all weapons and increases weapon handling for a brief time. Pair that with Spirit of Coyote. You have 2 ability charges.
Do it twice. Yeah, fuck it.
Do it twice. Yeah. Also, that it says...
I feel like again, that one actually is going to be a DPS monster.
Like, because that's the other thing.
That one is like slept on, going to be an absolute DPS monster.
Yeah, because that's the other thing that's also from this is, again, it says Spirit of Coyote class ability charge. That means you can also get 2 of the Radiant dodges for free. So you just boom, Radiant. Oh, Radiant's blowing out, boom, do it again, and then you're probably already doing that. That can also pair with Spirit of Inmost Light, so then you're doing that and getting faster ability recharge to get that back. Like that's like, these are crazy combo potentials with these that like, and this is just for like this exotic. This isn't even including like aspects or I guess we probably know aspects mostly, but like fragments and other things that like pair. Like I don't even have those in my brain to like pair these with that could even tune these even crazier. So like, there's a probably really, really good reason why these are weak too. And this is just Hunter. Like we're getting into the other ones too. So let me scroll down. We'll go to Warlock next. So again, Warlock also has Assassin, Inmost Light, and Ophidian in the first column, and then Star Eater, Syntheseps, and Verity in the second column. So that's like the same for all 3 classes.
Yeah.
So from here in the third column, we have Spirit of the Stag. Your rift provides damage reduction to allied guardians standing in it. So it's interesting that I noticed it says, but the interesting thing though, I wonder if maybe how they're doing this is it says specifically allied guardians. So I wonder if it maybe doesn't give you resistance anymore, but maybe just allied.
You are technically an allied guardian.
Okay.
Because the stag.
Yeah, that's how the stag is worded.
It is how it currently is.
I forget how much, but
good to know.
It's like a
15%?
not insignificant amount of like DR. It's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. So then we have Spirit of the Filament, capturing empowering rift grants devour. That was good for a while. I guess maybe it doesn't do overload anymore, but maybe that's how they're bouncing that. But that'd be interesting. Spirit of Necrotic, damaging combatants with your melee poisons them, defeating a poison enemy spreads condition. So here you go. You can have Necrotic and Syntheseps together.
not Spirit of the Grip. Fucked up.
Extremely. That plus glaive action is gonna be my absolute fucking dream.
It's gonna be nasty. Spirit of Osmiomancy, your grenades recharge quicker on hits. The Seeker spawn from Coldnat travels further. I'm curious if this means says your grenade recharge quicker on hits. I think that could that apply to any of the Warlock grenade potentially.
I think so. That's what's applying.
So it applies to like Bleak Watcher.
That applies to healing grenades.
That's what I was thinking too, like healing or like what do they have like a is there Void one like the multicast thing too? I forget what they're called, but it's like the little it's like a bunch of them.
The Transcendent grenade is the Void bubble with freezing, which has the suck, and that could be very good here. And they are the one with the Void. The big Void
and I'm
grenade.
guessing they also have the Threadling grenade out of the group too, so that could also be potentially good. And then you have Spirit of Apothos, which is temporarily greatly increased to melee and grenade regen after your super ends. Obviously, pair that with like Star Eater, and your super's really good, and then you get a crazy ability regen right after that. So again, second column, you have again Star Eater, Synthesept Severity, but then you have Spirit of Vesper, periodically release arc shockwaves. There you go. They put them literally side by side here in the column where it's like
Vesper
Stag
and
Vesper.
Filament. I actually want to try.
Yeah, I was thinking this.
That could be really cool too. Actually,
because I know like people have been running like Vesper of Radius again lately and have been like, it's not like
it's very
the best thing, but it's like fun and good enough. And
yeah,
I'm like, okay,
it's very decent in like good scenarios. Like I remember using it.
If you like
in Crota a lot, and it's really
like,
good.
It's an empowering rift, so it's not going to heal you. But like, if you're already surrounded by a bunch of like trash enemies, that arc shockwave is going to kill it, and it just immediately procs Devour. Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
Fallen Saber Strike. It's actually very good there.
I believe that.
Yeah, and then I think like what is it? But you could also do like Inmost Light and Vesper, and then you could constantly just having charging that arc rift even faster and stuff. And I think they have like. What is it? The Arc. You can do that with the Warlock. Like I'm pretty sure they have Arc Buddy on Prismatic. Maybe not. I don't remember.
No.
No,
but you have
just Solar.
Yeah, but you have the Helion one.
The slide melee.
The melee. Okay, Lightning Surge. Right. Okay. But still, that could be
good
you
with
could
other
spawn
things. A Hellion with your Rift.
Yeah.
And then have it explode out. But also, like you said, Cam, the Rift, Empowering Rift plus Filaments. Right, so you're blasting it away and getting damage buff and getting Devour, and then
like
also
keeping stuff off of you. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Vesper plus Stag. It's like everyone get over here, and it just blasts everyone away while giving you DR. That's like 100%. Very good.
Yeah, that's good alone for sure. So next we have Spirit of Harmony. So final blows with weapons that have a damage type matching your super element and grants you super energy. So it seems like it's just the one aspect of Spirit of the Harmony battle. What is it?
Battle Harmony.
Battle Harmony. Yeah. Because I know, isn't there like a supercharge aspect to it too, or something? That I'm forgetting what it is.
It's just like it charges your super faster.
Yeah.
Your weapons of that element do more damage when your super is fully charged.
Okay.
That might have been a new addition. I haven't used that thing in a long time.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and then so then you have Spirit of Starfire, which is grenades recharge from empowered weapon damage. With empowered weapon final blows granting more energy. So again, pair that with like
pair that with filaments though, like specifically.
Sure. Or like I'm thinking Osmiomancy and Starfire, like you do like some kind of grenade thing to make a bunch of stuff really fast. There's last ones here are Spirit of the Swarm, destroy a tangle, spawns threadlings, and Spirit of the Claw, gain an additional melee charge. So again, necrotic claw.
Yeah.
Like
Necrotic Claw is exactly what I thought of.
Necrotic Claw, like that's pretty. That's a pretty obvious one, right? Like that seems super good.
Like honestly, just like looking at this, I feel like that's probably going to be like my play.
Yeah, and like, and across the board, like I don't want to like sleep on these too much. Is like even just a basic combo like Spirit of Assassin, Spirit of Synthesept is extremely good on all three of these because like because like we said on Warlock you have that sliding arc melee, so you can literally do that, kill a bunch of shit, go invisible, and then proc Syntheseps, and then you can do that again 2 more times with the Strand melee, and they're just getting stronger. You can do similar thing on Titan with, they have the Strand melee, so you can do that 3 times and proc invis. They have Consecration, so you can also do a slide into the Consecration melee. That procs invisibility, also igniting and exploding shit. Like that's really cool. Like even that alone is like, that's just really good. And that's
Necrotic Syntheseps also very good, you know,
that's gonna be really good.
Ooh, yeah. Does Necrotic work with fucking the Lightning Surge?
Yeah,
I would assume so.
Okay, tight, great. I haven't tried that. I was just like, oh, I can't wait for them to put that in the game. I could just log on and do that now. But that sounds great.
but they all like trickle down to glaives as well, the glaive melee. So
Yep. That'd be really good too.
You like glaives?
I like glaives. You guys, have you heard?
Yes, I think I've heard of it. Okay, last year's.
Are you hashtag glaive game?
Glaive game.
Glaive King, baby.
Damn it.
Fucked it up.
Glaive game.
God.
Everyone in the comments post Strand Glaive for me, okay? Please, thank you.
Yeah, we gotta believe. We still have hope that there could be one here. Okay, last up we have the Titan exotic. Again, they have Assassin, Inmost Light, Ophidian, and Star Eater Syntheseps Verity, just like the other classes. But they also have in the third column they have Spirit of Severance, Powered Melees, or Finisher Final Blows, Unleash a Damaging Explosion. Spirit of Hoarfrost, your barricade becomes a wall of stasis crystal that slows nearby targets when created. Spirit of Eternal Warrior, gain a damage bonus for weapons matching your super's element when your super ends. Spirit of Abeyant, improve Drenger Lash projectiles track targets more aggressively. And you have Spirit of the Bear, move faster while guarding with the Unbreakable shield. Damaged blocked with Unbreakable is converted to super energy. So I think
that must be a new exotic, right?
So it's either a new exotic or what other people are thinking, which I could see as possible, is this is Ursa. Technically Ursa, and this is good. Yeah, because it's a bear, and this could be a thing they're adding to Ursa because that's the new. Because Unbreakable is the new void aspect for Titans, where they put up the shield and do the blast, and that's literally like that thing is kind of a mini Ursa already, right? Because you're making the shield.
It's kind of what Ursa does.
And so it's basically making that like mini, like you have like a mini Ursa on your Unbreakable if you have that. On top of the thing Ursa can do. Like, I think that would be cool if they did that.
That's cool, yeah.
That would be cool if they, like, comboed those together and paired them. I would be down for that. But also be, like, if it's just its own exotic, too, that'd be fine, too, as well. But I hope they may be paired like that. I lost the... Let's see. What else we got here? On Titan, we have Spirit of Contact. Damaging a target with a powerful melee caused all nearby enemies to suffer lightning strikes and become jolted. Have that and
that and Severance
just and Contact.
That'll take out an entire like wave of anything.
With strand melees, you can just like slice around. And just, everything explodes on your melees and just your stupid.
That's awesome.
Stupid. There's another one we'll get to too that I'm just like that's like crazy. Spirit of Scars is final blows of weapons that have a damage type matching your super's element. Create a burst of healing around you and grant allies restoration. So yeah,
seems good.
Yeah,
seems
so like
good, maybe.
Yeah, so like have like Inmost Light in this and like have a healing burst and do whatever. Like that'll put Ophidians in this.
Match that with Eternal Warrior also.
Eternal Warrior.
Come out of your super and then your weapons of that damage type are healing and killing faster. Yeah, there's a lot of fun that you can have with this.
Spear of the Horn, your barricade unleashes a blast of solar energy that scorches targets. And you have...
That's
that
one
plus
thing.
Stranger?
Yeah. Like, I saw them use that in the reveal, and I'm like, that's the most diabolical horse shit I've ever seen in my life.
Fucking
like,
dope.
if you hit somebody with that in PvP, you should go to jail.
Yeah. I mean, like,
you know,
that one sounds crazy, but honestly, I think this one sounds crazy, which is Spirit of Alpha Luffy. Generates a healing pulse with barricade activated. Abeyant
Fuck
and
it.
Alpha Loopy, they have them right next to each other. Put a barricade down, it suspends everything in front of you and heals you.
Yeah,
At the
fuck
same
it.
time. Or you could do that with
Yeah.
Hoarfrost, like too, like make a big ice barricade and it freaking freezes everything around you and heals you at the same time you do it. That's like really good.
It's like chocolate and peanut butter. It goes with everything. You know?
Exactly. It's like free heal for just doing a barricade, and also you can suspend everything.
Titans are already hard to kill.
Yep.
I know.
Yep. And the last one, Spirit of Armatarium, gain an additional grenade charge.
There it is.
Great.
Shut it down, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You want
In
two
most-
transcendent grenades? Go nuts.
Fuck it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want, do Inmost Light and Armatarium. Have 2 grenades all the time, and they're proccing your faster ability regen all the time. And just,
Fucking
grenade spam out the fucking ass.
Just 2 healing grenades.
No,
I
they
don't
don't
think.
get-
I
they
don't
They
think
don't get healing grades?
Today
They don't
doesn't
get
have
healing
just
grades? Okay.
warlocks.
It's not.
Okay.
I think.
Fuck you, Titans.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 suspend grenades.
They have 2
though.
suspend
No,
grenades.
that's
though.
actually disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 suspend
Which
grenades.
they
is
already
really
get,
good.
obviously, with Armamentarium, but like
Yes,
on
but, like, this-
prismatic with
No, it's on
everything.
prismatic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be insane. Yeah, so you can do that with like Dranger's Armamentarium or Abeyant Armamentarium. So you're just like like a crazy suspending machine again on Titan, pretty much. So yeah,
I do like how after like going through all of these that they've all been like curated specifically to like retain a class identity in a way that I think is really cool once
Yeah.
you're looking at it
Yeah.
like from the
Yeah.
top level down.
that's where I land too. Like, and I
It's
think
like
that's
honestly really impressive.
yeah,
that they were able
It's
to
so
pull that
cool,
off.
and like I like it a lot. Like I definitely heard some people being like, once we heard it was not as like basically a debug mode as debug mode it was. Like
Yeah.
I honestly was like the opposite reaction. I like that a lot more because I like that these have identities to them, and like it is a class. It is not just
Yeah, I
we're
don't-
playing the game in debug mode. Like they
I
have
don't
their own
want,
identities.
I
they
don't
have their
want
own
it to
things.
be like I show up and the rest of my team doesn't matter. They're just there
Yes,
because
they
I
don't
need
matter.
extra
They
bullets,
don't matter,
right?
or everybody has figured out. Like obviously, each class is they're gonna figure out like a meta. But like if all of them had everything truly, then everyone would just pick the best thing, truly the best thing always, and then
Absolutely,
you would, like you said, you would lose the identities to these things, and it wouldn't really matter. And again, it would just be like I'm playing this game as a debug mode, and like that's only fun for like so long. And so I think having class
Yeah.
identities and giving them their own unique things, and like we went through all 3 of these and like listed off a bunch of stuff, the potential of all 3 of these, and made interesting ways to use them. And I'm sure there's things like I'm not even realizing yet because we don't have a list of all the fragments. There's
we
probably
only know, like,
aspects
half of
and
them. Yeah.
things I'm like forgetting that each of these have that compare with this stuff. And I'm just like, holy shit! Like, so very cool stuff. They again have like a last thing here. Again, all of these exotic class items will only work when you have the prismatic subclass equipped. We knew we couldn't fit everyone's favorite perks into these without making the pools of available rolls too large. I also agree with that because again, it's a random roll chase.
Yeah,
If there were too many, like that would have been
it would just be
kind of
fucking
miserable.
insane. Yeah,
It was a balancing act to support lots of exciting options while also making it reasonable to choose specific combination. However, we are also making a set of exotic armor balance adjustments with the launch of Final Shape, including some buffs that will unpack both the original armor and its spirit version. So some of these class and per combinations might end up being better than you expect. We'll have some more to share about exotic armor balance in general in the coming weeks. So there you go. We'll have a exotic armor tuning blog or something coming soon. Again, we hope and then that's the end of that. So yeah, really, yeah.
really cool stuff.
Reading this today and just like
I
sitting here
honestly
being like looking at
didn't-
all the things and be like, yes. Like,
This
what is
is
this?
one of those things that I
Let's
didn't
do an
expect
idea.
them to give us. Honestly,
Yeah, me either.
I kind of expected them to just be like, "It's out,
It's out.
go figure it out."
Go figure it out. Right. Sure. Yeah.
yeah.
I kind of like that they did it because like they it would have been if they had it like that, it would have been sure figure it out, but like also be able to just data mined it. It would have been available anyway, because that's what people do with this game at this point. But yeah, I'm stoked for this stuff. It was like fun to read that and like, sit here and be like, oh yeah, what about this and this? Okay, that would do that. Whoa, And I just
I'm less familiar with like some of these, so that's why I was like looking forward to talking to you guys about it, because get that perspective of like, oh yeah, this would be good,
Yeah.
this would be good,
Yeah.
this would be good.
For sure.
And again, that's like Prismatic as a whole is just like that conversation, and that's the most fun part about it.
It's definitely going to be a lot of fun doing that stuff. Like when that week,
the tinkering subclass.
Yeah, seeing tinkering, seeing like builds, seeing like people post clips online. Like that's going to be a lot of fun with the stuff when it comes out. So yeah, TWAB continues. They talk about, again, Orcs was added to Pantheon, so we already talked about that. So a bunch of like cool, like last, like, in this last month, like sort of, I guess you would call it like quality of life or like little things they're doing that I think are worth shouting out that they talk about in here. Again, deep sight, they're calling it the deep sight bonanza. Sure, which is fun. But basically, you can go play. You can go play basically any of the seasonal activities. They did a similar thing, I think, last year, right? Where basically you can go play any of the seasonal activities.
I think they gave us a little bit more notice this time, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
Because last time I think it was like, oh, it's last 2 weeks. It's just on a daily rotator now. Go have fun.
Yep. Good luck.
It was just focusing also. You didn't have to do the activities.
That's also true. Yeah.
Yeah. But this one is like basically you can do one run of any of the activities from the seasons, and it'll give you a guaranteed red border drop. So basically every day from May 7th to June 3rd, players will get guaranteed deep sight weapons upon completion of a seasonal activity. You've still not the pattern. Let's say the Raconteur bow from Season Defiance. You can complete the Defiant Battleground to receive a deep sight drop of that very weapon. You'll get another day after and another day after that one. So it is daily. Okay, so it's even better than I thought. So until then, you have completed the pattern. Don't worry too much if you have more than one. So you're sure to get a drop. So they list the activities. So Season Defiance, like I said, Defiant Battlegrounds. We can also do Mission Avalon, the exotic mission. Season Deep, you can do deep dives or salvage. Season in which you can do the summoning pools or Savithing's Lair. And then season in which you can do Riven's Lair or the Coil. So
you guys want to run the Legend Avalon real quick? Just know.
Actually have all the crafted weapons, so I'm good.
I'm good.
Fuck.
Do you need an Avalon run, Ori?
I can make that
one
more legend run to get the last catalyst.
All right.
I think I just need the completion for
we can talk.
Do you need to do it just once to get the title, or do you need to do all of it to get the title?
You just need to do it once to get the title.
Okay. So I still that was like the only thing I didn't do this year. So maybe we can suffer it.
We can talk. We'll talk.
Yeah, we can figure it out. But after that, they talk about again this coming week, 0 hours back.
Yeah.
14th.
Mm-hmm.
So again,
Trevor's coming for you.
Trevor is coming. I'm just gonna leave it there. 0 hours.
Trevor is coming. You're so right.
The fucking cyberpunk music.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, please. Okay, I'll make that later. All right.
Trevor is coming.
Outbreak Perfected is gonna be craftable, as we said. So you can do that. So here, let's see what this said. So those capable enough to complete it before the time runs out. So it's going to be like Whisper, it's 40 minutes on normal, 20 minutes on legend. We'll get a new craftable version of the Outbreak Perfected Pulse Rifle. Find some of the secret chests available each week to also unlock new additional perks for it. If you're looking for its exotic catalyst, you'll have to complete 0 hour on legend difficulty. But remember, if you got the catalyst from the original version, you have to get it again. That said, you'll still want to do it to get the weekly triumphs required to unlock the new exotic ship. So there you go. So cool. And then they go, okay, remember Trevor's near too. Remember Trevor, the overly attached robot that kept the Cryptarchy's vault safe in 0 hour. It was impossible to miss. So much joy, so much wonderful memories. Well, great news, everyone. He's back. To celebrate his time return, we would love it if you all shared your best moments with him. Well-scripted videos, funny screenshots, fan art, whatever. Just don't forget to use the hashtag #MyFriendTrevor hashtag. There you go. If you want to participate in that stuff.
That's cute.
So yeah, go hang out with Trevor. He's a pretty cool guy, I heard.
Yeah, he's totally normal.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
And good. And he is your friend.
Yeah, he's your friend.
And you should go hang out with him.
Yeah, he'll have a good time. I guarantee it. That's why people like 0 hour so much, because he's such a cool dude in there.
It's just a delightful dude. Mm-hmm. We just love Trevor.
Yeah, and he's definitely coming for sure.
Is come.
Whatever is come.
All right. Another cool thing that is going on from now until the final shape. All the expansions are free. Everything besides Final Lightfall. But if you're on PlayStation, you technically could get Lightfall with the Sony like the PS Plus stuff this month. So you technically, if you're on PlayStation, you could just get pretty much everything for this month. Just be playing everything if you want. But basically, yeah, it's from now until June 3rd, you have Shadowkeep, Beyond Light, Witch Queen, available to all players, free to all play. All the seasons from this year, Defiance, Deep, Witch, and Wish. Also,
that's cool.
All playable right now for everybody if you want to jump in and catch up.
It's fucking cool.
And like they said, PlayStation Plus members can also claim the Destiny 2 Lightfall, which will be available up until June 3rd. No matter what expansion you play, all the rewards you earn during that period are yours to keep forever. Doesn't matter any exotics, so I would definitely recommend like looking up some stuff. I know like Parasite comes from Witch Queen. It's a really useful exotic. Go get that. Unlock Stasis if you haven't. Go get that. Like there's plenty of stuff to go get from those. And another important thing, which is kind of buried in here a little bit, but I think is like a big deal as well, is that that's all. When the final shape launches on June 4th, the campaigns for Shadowkeep and Beyond Light, along with the Stasis subclass, will remain available to all players at no additional cost. So there you go. Stasis is finally free for everybody to use. So there is a caviat to the campaigns.
Like super stoked until I kept reading.
But yeah, there is a little caveat of if you want to get everything else that the Shadowkeep Beyond expansions have to offer beyond the campaigns, we will have 2 packs at your disposal similar to the Forsaken pack. So the things that'll be free for Shadowkeep and Beyond Light will be the expansions, or the expansion campaigns, and Stasis. So you can just go play those if you want. But if you want the exotic weapons, exotic armor, the strikes, and the dungeon and the raids that are related to either expansion, there will be a pack that you have to buy, similar to Forsaken.
Just give them to people, man.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Like the Shadowkeep stuff and the Forsaken stuff should really just be free at this point. Like Beyond Light, you can have a pack, whatever.
Salvation.
Free,
like,
dude.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. This should just be free.
I imagine they're refreshing Garden's loot pool soon, which is why that they're not making it free, but like...
Probably.
It just feels so weird, and like it's I read this and I was like excited because I'm like, oh hey, that's awesome. That's just like kind of like a lower barrier of entry for people to like get into this game and stuff like that. And then they're like, but we're still going to charge you for really the only thing that people actually buy these expansions for.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very strange decision.
Yeah, but not unusual for the weird Destiny bundles and packs and whatever.
This reads to me like internally a lot of devs want to make this shit free.
Yep.
And a lot of higher ups
are like
to make it free.
Well, this reads like an argument with management.
It does. It 100% does.
It fully does.
Yeah, it's like, somebody goes, we should just make this free. So we actually really make that much money from this. And some person just went like, actually, if you look at these and Forsaken,
how much content are we giving them?
And it's
free?
like,
what?
We made $20 from one person. I'm like, cool, great.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Just do another fucking like Ghostbusters collab. You'll make that money faster.
Yeah.
I'm also sitting here thinking like it's very funny that if you buy the final shape and did not buy Lightfall, that you have all these strand powers that are very specifically only available to you in Prismatic.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Yeah.
Very weird. And then one other thing they're going to be doing, which is another thing they've been doing for so long, is they're launching a new pack called Destiny 2 Legacy Collection 2024. And this is basically like the thing they should be doing forever, which is here is everything in a bundle instead of having to like have like some things in a bundle, but then there's separate things. This is going to be Lightfall, Witch Queen, 30th anniversary, Beyond Light, Shadowkeep, Forsaken. So like anything.
If this is more than $60, I will be upset.
Yeah. That's definitely a big caveat.
If it's going to be
$100,
if it's more than $50, I think I would be upset, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like I think like 50 is stretching
what it should
even,
be.
but like
maybe 30 would be like great, because you have to spend
30's
$60
like
on the
a
current
no-brainer,
expansion,
right?
you know?
Yeah. Like
Honestly, everything before the 30th anniversary pack, I think at this point should just be free. But
yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
the Forsaken pack especially. What the fuck are we doing
Fucking
here?
the Forsaken pack, you guys
yeah,
have to stop, please.
Yeah.
It really should just be free. It really should. But
They're trying. You know what? I can feel that they're trying.
They have made steps clearly. So
Yes.
that's good. But
A
yeah,
weird
that's
step, but they have made a step.
yes.
The lateral move, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
So again, that's mostly what's in the TWAB. They did have one last note here, which I think is worth mentioning, is that again they said in the coming weeks we'll get exotic tuning changes, but at the very end they told us next week there will be a weapons tuning blog separate from the TWAB. So here we go.
It's time to get on the fucking Cerberus +1 train, motherfuckers. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. I'll pull out my copium mask just for you.
Let's go, baby.
It's happening.
That's gone in the fucking game.
I believe.
Let
me
I
look.
love it so much.
Let me look for a random exotic in here to also jump on the copium train that they're gonna buff, but probably won't.
Breaker's bow. We know what they're doing to that, but
let's see.
Here, let me pick a random one. It's finally
Please.
time for the Manticore buff.
Please. Well, actually, I think they did buff that
Man-
recently.
did
Manticore is
buff
actually a lot
Manticore.
better.
I was also going to say please buff the colony, but I think they also did mention colony is getting some
World
kind of
Line
buff, so we're
0.
fucking-
How about that one?
we might be so back if colony actually
We'd
gets
be
a good
so
buff.
back.
Oh yeah, I think they mentioned what it is. Like I think it's like if you get a kill with the
Spawns
grenade,
more
it spawns the little scent buggy things. Yeah, depending on what type of enemy it is. So it's like a big enemy, it'll spawn like a shit ton or something. Which that's fun. So here, let me see. Let me try and find another one. Please make Jotun good in PvE, Bungie.
Stop it.
Please.
Delete Jotun from the game. Thank you.
Make it PvP. Make it a good PvE gun. You can nerf it. You nerf it in the ground in PvP or something. I don't care. Make it a good. Make it something fun in PvE or something.
They're just like we're reversing the changes that we made to Lord of Wolves and making it busted.
Yeah. Make Symmetry a more fun PvE gun, because I do like that conceptually, but it just like I think it's normal fire just kind of feels like so plunky, and then like when you do the alt fire, it like I feel like you should just be able to do more of that alt fire or something. Like it should shoot faster or maybe hit a little bit harder or something. Like I love it conceptually, the whole Semi. I like the look of it too. It's a cool looking gun. The Symmetry
Actually have a really good thing that I think does need touched a little bit, and it's deterministic chaos.
Sure,
I was actually thinking of that as well.
Yeah, that one needs some love, I think, a little badly.
Yeah.
Because it is just so outclassed by almost every legendary machine gun.
Bring back the big ring from Hierarchy of Needs. We don't have Warmind cells anymore. We can't do it,
that'd be good. That'd be good too. That'd be good too. Hard light. Maybe buff hard light somehow. Maybe have that has like some more actual class like synergies to things rather than it just being like, oh, you can switch the thing freely. Maybe
People
like
use the Prospector at all anymore?
Not really. Even with the GL buffs, I don't feel like I saw people being like, "Oh yeah, let's bust that out," right? So I don't really think that's really
maybe a Black Talon.
Yeah, and I see like probably
make Darcy good again.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if some of these stasis exotics also get some touching up just because they're making changes to stasis.
What's Tommy's matchbook doing? What's it up to lately?
Yeah,
you know?
I know it's good with like Precious Scars or Lorelei or some kind of Titan combo. It is especially good with, but why not just make it maybe more viable on some other stuff?
Yeah.
There's some options for you. I like Final Warning a lot because of this season. Give it a catalyst that is cool. I know it's I guess that's like sort of a buff, but maybe give it something that'd be cool. But there you go. We'll hear about all that stuff. We have the weapons tuning blog next week. Hear about whatever that stuff is, and then I think they said, week or two after that we'll have the exotic armor tuning stuff as well, and whatever else they're gonna have. So getting down,
it's that
getting
abilities
down
one
to it.
that we're really waiting for.
That would not be surprised.
That's the spicy one. Again, we're waiting for the patch notes on Tuesday morning.
Yeah,
that one is going to be,
I'm sure,
pretty big. Yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah, hearing what they're finally going to be doing to and some other stuff. I'm sure we'll
Frost armor finally gets
what the
explained.
hell? What the hell? Frost armor is what other stasis changes? I would just like to know what else they're doing with stasis.
Totally.
But we're getting down to the wire, so it would be any day now that we actually start hearing about this stuff because we're 3 weeks. We'll be 3 weeks away from the final shape.
Going into the Travelosi. It's going to be great.
Yep, Travelosi. And we're gonna do it. So I believe, it's gonna be. Yeah, I'm looking
The
forward.
traveler is going to come.
The traveler.
The
comes.
final shape, as it said in that trailer, the final shape is come.
The final shape is come.
I'm so sorry.
You shouldn't be.
Anyway, Helm to Tower. Thank everybody for either watching here on YouTube.com to Helm to Tower. Always appreciate anybody who's listening, watching anywhere. Always appreciate it. Feel free to let us know what you're excited for with these perk combos or maybe other things. Yeah, and always
or comment Strandglaive.
Exactly.
Comment.
Hashtag Strandglaive, please. Please keep believing that we'll see one with the final shape.
I think they should buff the PvP range on the Chaperone.
Yeah.
If you agree.
Fuck it, whatever.
All right.
I don't care.
If you agree.
Delete the podcast.
If you agree.
Mike, shut it down. Happy 40th, y'all.
If you agree, super black shader hunters out there, I'm sure you're all listening to us with all of our PvP tastes.
Especially after last week.
Yeah, especially after last week.
Last week we were just like, fuck you, fuck your family.
Those are the kind of people who play Destiny and like hate themselves already because all they do is play PvP or whatever. So maybe they do. Maybe they probably are listening because they all they can feel is the spite.
I had another fucking person in an activity that was just in Super Black asking for fucking best dress today. And I'm like, no. Are you kidding me? No. Absolutely not.
And then you block them after, and then I just blocked them.
I reported them.
Good.
I didn't do that. Bungie, if you're listening, I did not do that. That's not a good thing to do.
Yeah,
the amount of like that map pack, the new territories list, it was just 3v3 and everyone else was all super black. Was like, again, 20 matches, I saw it more than 10 times. So
yeah, not surprised
about that.
Yep,
not surprised.
Right. Their little trials emblems on, thinking they're hot shit.
Yes, they're absolutely weirdos who like just saw the super shader was back and that was enough for them to download this video game and play and get the super shader and then probably turn it off again or whatever the fuck because they're so weird.
That's you. I'm happy you're having a good time. But
yeah.
Man,
leave me. Don't talk to me. Anyway, Helm the Tower. Thanks everybody watching. Again, listening, always appreciate it. We'll be back next week to talk about whatever other Destiny news pops up. So we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.